Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So tonight I'm going to do a dirty cup pour. I'm going to do 2 cups, one on each side of the canvas. So I am just putting a drop of silicone in each colour. So I've got cool red, warm red, cobalt hue, I think it's cool blue. Let me check. Yep, cool blue, black and white. And they're all the aerldo di paulo paints. And I have mixed them all 50% paint, so 1 part paint to 1 part Helmars clear glue, 70% water, 30% pouring medium. So I've already mixed them up. I've just added 1 drop of silicone in each. So each cup of paint, or each cup here, has 20 grams paint and 20 grams pouring medium. So there should be 40 grams in each. And I've only made one, like the black and the white, I've only made 40 grams, but I'm going to use half in the blue side, half in the red side. So I didn't really want it to be too black or too white. The black and the white are in there just to give some color variations. So I did only just mix these up, so there will be air bubbles, but oh well. I'm using a small, deep-sided canvas. Do I have the measurement? Yes, I do. It is a 8 by 10 canvas that I got. So, paints are mixed, canvas is ready on its push pins and on my drip tray. It's just a matter of pouring them into their cups and going. So I'm just going to put a bit of this in, then a bit of that one. They are quite thick, so I don't know how dirty it's going to end up getting, because they're not really dripping into each other or mixing into each other. Maybe I'll hold it at a higher height and see if that makes a difference. Not much. Maybe they wanted to be a bit thinner, or maybe it would work better if I had Floetrol instead of glue and water pouring medium. Sometimes it's like, what do I do tonight? And I like doing the 2-sided pours where one side of the canvas is kind of one color, one's the other. But instead of doing a kiss, I'm just going to do a dirty pour straight onto the canvas. So just going to do a little bit more white and a little bit more black, not much. That's good enough. Yeah, definitely thick. But who knows? Maybe having thick paint will give me a slightly different effect. Alrighty. Come on, drip. There we go. So sometimes it's just a matter of trying something new. That's why I'm using a slightly smaller canvas. It was more just, let's see how this one turns out. Alright, that's the red side done. And the red paint was actually a little bit thicker than the blue. But they're still all quite thick. Maybe I could have made them a little bit thinner. Who knows? Sometimes you don't always know exactly until you start pouring whether it's actually was a good idea to keep them thick or whether you should have thinned them out. But like I always say, painting's a matter of having fun. Trying new things, doing different techniques with the same methods that you're used to using. Just kind of gives you a little bit of variation, and it makes it so it's not boring. We all want this to be a bit of fun. And I have just realised I probably shouldn't have put the black and the white next to each other like that. I should have gone blue, black, blue, white, blue. So by putting the black and white together, I'm actually going to get greys. So this time, I'm going to mix it up. So there's the little bit of that one, and we'll go, what is that, black now? Actually, this is going to be the last of the black. Alrighty. Even the black and the white are quite thick this time. That blue. Now I'm going to finish off the last of this blue. And as there wasn't a lot of paint, I just put one drop of the Helmars silicone in each. I thought I didn't want to overload it. I do stir it in well, but whenever I use silicone, I prefer it to be stirred in well. But if you want to do it stirred in less, go ahead. Alrighty. And I've got one colour left, and that will be it. Yeah, I wasn't thinking when I put the black and the white in. I really should have done that in between the reds as well. But, oh well. Come on, drip. There we go. Alright. I want the red on this side, the blue on that side. I'm just going to double check, make sure it is recording. Yep, good. I'm going to get my gloves on because sometimes you don't have to tip instantly and other times you do. So I made sure there was a little bit of extra paint because it's got thick-sided canvas. If it was a thin-sided canvas, I would have gone less paint, but I have to make sure that the sides get covered as well. So, and here I go. So it's just going to be a matter of pouring it straight on. You can definitely see the thickness in the paint. It's so thick I got heaps left in the cup. It's getting there. Okay, it's going to go over that edge. I'm going to just bring it in a little bit to the middle. It's going to go over the edge anyway. I can't stop it now. And here we go. So I may not empty this cup as much because the paint's just starting to go over the edge. I don't want to lose it all to gravity. I want to have some control over what I'm getting and what I'm not. Okay. Different. So, just gonna move it a little bit back and forth. Try and go over that corner, I think. Yeah, mostly. So I'm trying not to get the actual centers to roll off. So I hope you can still see it on screen. And if you noticed, I put the paint on kind of diagonal because I didn't want it to be all on the one side. It's going over, but it's giving me a little bit of trouble because it's so thick. So I'm bringing it back down, if you can see. Before I go too far, I'm going to try and cover this part of the canvas because the weight will end up pushing the rest down to cover the corner. So what I'm virtually doing is just dabbing a bit of paint from my finger on, as well as touching the paint that has gone over. So it'll keep trying to pull it over. So dab, dab, dab. There we go. I like this part, but if I try and stretch that more, I'm going to lose this part. But I may actually go a little bit further down this way. No, I'm going to lose this center piece. So I'm going to leave that like that. The paint, I think, was possibly too thick. So it's not too thick that it's an ugly pour. It's just a little bit thick that it's harder to actually manipulate because it's moving too much as one instead of being a little bit separate. But as I said, that's not always a bad thing. It's just doing things a little bit different to normal. And sometimes do that. Do something a little bit thicker and just see if the behavior is a little bit more to your liking. So I am going to get cells, and I'm going to get bubble cells because it was freshly mixed glue. So often when you try and do a glue pour, or a pour that has glue as a pouring medium, try to mix it up a little bit earlier. I did this pretty much straight away, and being a little bit thicker than normal, it's doing two things. One, it's got extra bubbles, and two, the bubbles weren't able to pop themselves out. I'm just going to make sure I've got the bubbles off the sides. got cells coming up. They are going to stay small. I'm not really expecting to get lots of big cells. I do think I have to torch a little bit more down here because it's different to the other parts. So I'm going to have to go a little bit more. Got a couple more pop up, but there mustn't be a lot of silicone in that one part. Oh wow. The edges are very cells. So sometimes that's good and sometimes it's bad when you get lots of cells on the edges, because it can separate the paint from the canvas a little bit when the silicone is a bit deep. But this is looking quite different. I think it will actually dry better than it looks wet. Some do that. Some look better dry and some look better wet. Oh, this is my red one that I did. That's dry. So I'm really happy with that. Don't know if you can see it properly. Really, the cells have come out really good. It's dried nice and even. So that's quite cool. So this is looking quite different. I'm getting lots of pinkies in this red area with the red and the white. The blue's not really going to change its color as such. It's just going to be different colored blues, but the red will actually go pink with the white reacting with it. But I don't think it's going to change any more than what it already is. So that's it. Ta-da! Finished. Only a quick one tonight. Okay, I say quick pour and then I look at the time and it goes, what? How did that go? So this is it. I'll bring you down for a close-up. See, lots of cells. We've got lines. I think the thick mixture didn't make it go as much of a dirty pour as normal, but there is all the colours in there. See how some of these cells that are coming up in this area are going up pink? But that's quite different and interesting. And all the sides are covered. So there's bits all the way around, which is exactly what you want. So that's it for tonight. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe, share, like, leave comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.